Welcome back. It's said that a challenging environment often leads enterprises to look inward, a process that often leads to streamlining of operations and why even restructuring. So how does one ensure that his enterprise is a lean, mean machine? By putting the customer ahead in everything that the company does.
We need to get the people aligned to the common cause of ensuring that they see the customer in every one of their services and say, am I adding value to the customer? Because I exist because of the customer. In customer success lies my success, my company's success. If that focus is there at the people level, and then all performance management of the organization is linked to, are we adding value to the customer? I think we will go a long way in the journey.
And that is just the beginning of the journey to building a lean organization. Why lean? Because lean means lesser waste and more productivity. So just how lean is lean?
We started in 90s calling it as total quality management, and even there was a bit of lean in that, because we were talking of customer satisfaction, we were talking of employees involvement, we were talking of processes which were structured based processes, we were talking of quality tools, we were talking of just in time, we were talking of all the elements and the culture as well. So it's been progressing since then. Various more learnings have brought in, and we have been now trying to see, I think we are lean, and maybe we can be more lean.
Lean was originally introduced in the early 90s by American auto major Ford, which was seeking to mass produce and reduce waste. But Ford's system is said to have suffered from overproduction and even a lack of variety. And so, lean was further fine-tuned in the 1930s by Japanese car maker Toyota. The company introduced a just-in-time system which ensured that it produced only what the customer wanted and when he wanted it. Over the years, this developed into a system called pull production, where the rate of production matched the rate of sales, thereby reducing inventory and ensuring that work in progress never exceeded demand. Toyota also likes to call this the thinking production system, a system which kick-started the lean thinking revolution across the globe. To date, Toyota remains the leanest company ever. But does lean mean most profitable?
It's not a perfect company, and they've not been terribly impressive in India, but around the world they've gone to number one. They, in every market, are selling within a segment of the market for a comparably equipped vehicle. They're selling at a higher price than their competitors. And this is the leanest company around. By the way, they're also making it at a lower cost, which is why they have the highest margins. Remember, in business, the objective is not to sell at a low price. It's to convince people to buy a lot at a high price. That's what the business wants. Toyota's total cost is lower than average, and its pricing is higher than average, which is where every business wants to be.
You've coined the term lean thinking way back in 1989. How has this concept evolved over the years?
When most people hear it, they think about cost cutting, about doing less. But it actually has nothing to do with that. What we want to do is more. We want to do more, but with less, but we want to do more. So the problem in managing, if you will, this term that is no longer under my control once it left my office, is to try to keep people focused on the point, which was to more effectively solve customer problems, and to create processes that can do that rather than start with cost cutting, which is take out, take out, take out. That's not what we meant at all, but that's what a lot of people have heard. And by the way, that taking cost out, are you taking quality out? Are you taking real value to the customer out and hoping the customer won't notice? So there's been a fair bit of the use of the term lean that's just wrong at best and is really quite misleading at worst.
You know, some critics say that a lean structure might not necessarily mean that it's the most economic structure.
I think that there's a very strong economic case, but you mustn't get confused about the difference between lean and just taking out things that really shouldn't be taken out.
How would a lean structure of a manufacturing company differ from that of a services company?
Well, not very much, actually. Services people always want to think they're different and better. Different and better. And that's not true. They're just the same, actually. So what's the problem, customer problem? What's the process we're going to create to solve that problem? How are we going to align our people to run that process? That's the same whether you're in healthcare, whether you're in financial services, whether you're in the software business, whether you're in any kind of hardware business, which manufacturing is. Any business, same questions.
How do different levels in an organization actually react to putting a lean structure in place?
The further you are away, the better it sounds, and the less you understand about what you're actually trying to do, and that's a big problem. But senior management these days all says, we should be lean. Great, somebody do it. And they kind of look off in the corner, and there's some guy sitting there, forgot to move in time, and so he has to go try to do something. So what happens is they do a program. Hire consultants, set up a little part of the business, a model program, and then they can show that to the chairman or the president, they can show it to the media, they can show it to the investors, but it's not real. It's not really part of the business at all. To actually fix the business, you have to look at every process and figure out how, on a continuing basis, are we going to create lean processes and make them better and better and better all the time.
All right, you've been to India many times before. Have you been interacting with Indian companies, and do you see them taking on to the concept of lean?
I like this country. It's an enthusiastic country, sometimes a little bit ahead of capability. I hear from a lot of Indian companies. They write me. We've all got email. I get lots of emails saying we're doing a lean program. And I'm hearing it in financial services, in healthcare, even going to talk to the government about doing some lean things, in the aircraft industry, in the car industry, any kind of manufacturing industry, in the construction industry. So they all tell me they're doing something lean, and they're starting off with great enthusiasm. But is this really serious?
Sure it is. Many large Indian companies like L&T, TVS, Aisha Group and Mahindra & Mahindra are already looking the lean way.
We have started a new sector called the aftermarket sector, and we are creating a new company along with a couple of other companies, and the entire processes for that new company are based entirely on lean principles.
Smaller companies are following suit. For instance, 2 months ago, the retailing arm of Godrej & Boyce introduced a lean process called Order to Fulfillment or OTF. OTF ensured on-time delivery and installation of the company's products. It mapped customer expectations, benchmarked key competitors, tracked and inspected the movement of goods, and even disaggregated the process of delivery and installation. OTF was implemented in the company's stores in 8 large cities.
We have seen our on-time delivery performance improve from as low as 26% to as high as 73% in the last 2 months. And clearly, we are gunning for a 95% on-time delivery and on-time installation.
Numbers that have made the company look at rolling out this lean system across its centers. Many medium and small-sized companies ranging from the likes of Bharat Forge to Imami are planning on doing the same thing. And while India Inc. is chanting the lean mantra, it's the customer who's playing an increasingly important role in production cycles of most companies.
Pile there telling you how to be a lean, mean fighting machine. Now, if companies are cheering the customer, management institutes are giving a thumbs up to women entrepreneurs. That and much more on the other side of this break. Remember, you're watching Enterprising.